Welcome to It's Chrissy Rice, the podcast where no topic is off limits. From wellness and spirituality to relationships, real life, healing, intuition, and all of the beautifully messy moments in between. I'll bring you honest conversations with heart, humor, and curiosity. Whether I'm sharing personal experiences or interviewing inspiring guests, I'll be diving into questions that we're all secretly asking, and you'll find authenticity, insight, and connection here. Pull up a chair, grab your favorite drink, and join the conversation, because nothing is too taboo when it's time to talk. Welcome to episode numero uno of The Intuitive Agent. I'm Chrissy, and I'm excited to be here. And I just want to preface this episode with the episodes that you're going to hear and you're going to listen to during this podcast, they're going to be like raw and unfiltered. As a real estate agent, I live a very busy life and also a Reiki practitioner, and also with the 500 other things that I do in life, I'm busy. So there's really not a lot of time to go ahead and sit inside of a podcast studio and do this the most quiet way. Sometimes this will happen in the car. Sometimes this will happen at my desk. This will happen wherever these stories arise. In the moment, raw and unfiltered. So I want to give you a little bit of background as to kind of why I created this podcast and how it all came about. I got a calling to do this podcast because I have a lot of real life stories. And I know a lot of people out there who also have real life stories, especially in business and in life. So a lot of these stories that I'm going to tell you in these podcast episodes are going to be real life stories, and I'm going to change the names of the people involved in these stories to keep their privacy. But I've learned things along the way during this journey, and I want to share the things that I have learned with you, so that maybe you don't make the same mistake, or maybe you do follow an intuitive hit that you got and you thought it wasn't an intuitive hit. It's just you're thinking it. It's all in your head. I want to try to steer you down the road of intuition to help you in your everyday life and your business as much as you can. And in real estate, there's a lot of intuitive hits I get. Energy is everywhere. It's around people, animals, plants, houses, items, things, furniture, you name it. Energy is everywhere. So as a real estate agent, I have had plenty of years, lots of stories that involve homes and contracts and people and lives and families and furniture and all the things. So this podcast is a little intro into my life and my business. And I'm hoping to bring guests on here to kind of share their stories as well. So I became a real estate agent back in 2014. And so it's been, 12 years I've had my license. I have my license in South Carolina first, and now I currently work in Georgia. So more so in the Atlanta area, Northeast Atlanta area as well. And I've had plenty of stories about real estate, and those will be episodes on this podcast. I actually put my license on hold. It was active status, but it was only for referrals starting in 2022 because I worked the COVID market of 2020 and 2021. And I'm not going to lie, that market broke me, and it was hard. It was raw and it was unfiltered. I call it the Wild Wild West because every single ethical rule that the real estate commission had made just was broken during those times. And I had worked that for 2 years with the most amazing clients, with the most amazing stories. But because all the ethics were broken and the rules were broken and the real estate commission could not keep up with all of the broken rules, it was crazy. And I did that craziness for 2 years, which actually broke my body down. It broke my nervous system. It broke my digestive system. It broke my mental system. It broke everything. So what I decided to do was, I was sick. I was unhealthy. I wasn't taking care of myself. I wasn't sleeping. I was stressed. Cortisol levels were high. Hormones were off the chart. I decided that in 2022, I was going to put my license on it was active status, just by referrals only. Just put it on hold. And I went down an almost 4-year journey of healing. And I feel like that was an entire lifetime for me. That is where I became a Reiki practitioner, literally saved my life. That is where I hired a health coach and learned how to bioenergetically heal myself through eating and supplements and mindset and all the things. That is where I learned yoga. That is where I learned how to be a sound healer. That is where I learned tarot. That is where I learned how to make sourdough bread. One of my friends mentioned to me, there's a story about this, and I'll bring that up at the end of this podcast, but she mentioned to me, for all of you yogis out there, we have the 8 limbs of yoga, right? Chrissy has her 8 limbs as well. And so those are my 8 limbs. And real estate was my last limb that I ended up bringing back into my life in 2026. So it's been a journey. During all that time, I enhanced my intuition. I learned how to heal. I learned how to heal not only myself, but to help others shift and heal themselves. I have seen and done a lot of really amazing things in those last 4 years. And recently, I just got a phone call. Okay, no, it wasn't a phone call. It was an intuition hit. Okay, here we go. We're going to start intuition right away. It was an intuitive hit that I had that said to me, you know what? You got to call. We're going to call her Sally. Okay, you got to call Sally. You haven't talked to Sally in like a really long time. And Sally was the one that you kind of hired on to kind of take your job in this position at a real estate team. So why don't you call Sally? Because she's just popping into your head. And I'm like, you know what? I should. It's been years probably since I've talked to her. So I go ahead and I give her a call. We talk, we catch up like time never passed. And she goes, so how do I get you out of real estate retirement to come help me work in real estate? And I was like, you don't. I'm good. I'm good. I got my 7 limbs. I'm good. Fully filled. And our conversation went well. And I was like, no, I'm good. Fast forward a month later, I'm helping my husband doing what he does in his business. And I get a text message from Sally. And she's like, hey, I'm serious. What is it going to take to get you out of real estate retirement? And I was like, the universe is really testing me right now, because honestly, if I go back into the real estate world after being out of it for a little while, I mean, it's almost like a drug for me. Like I eat, breathe, and live real estate, right? And I'm like, this is tempting. Okay, hold on. Let me talk to my husband about it. Let's discuss it. Is this the best adventure I should be going on next? But in my soul, I was like, you should really just follow it. Like, don't put any pressure on yourself. Just go for it. Just see where it leads you. It's not going to lead you. It could lead you to new lessons. It could lead you to amazing new opportunities. The universe is just trying to put this front and center with you right now. So try to listen. You could reject it, because I always say there's no right or wrong. There's just paths. So there's just a path that you're going to be going down. So I gave it a day and I messaged Sally back and I said, all right, what do I got to do? Let's go. I don't know if I was like super excited or super nervous or both at the same time, or I really was feeling kind of like melancholy about it, because I was just like, I want to see what happens. Something's calling me and I have to go here. So when I get an intuitive nudge, I usually follow it now. It took me a long time to really get to that point, but I usually go ahead and follow it. So I go ahead and I meet with the brokerage that she's with now, and I meet all the people at the office, and I'm getting ready for my brokerage interview, if you want to call it. And I say to myself for the past couple of days, thinking about this interview day, I'm going in and I'm going to get exactly what I want, because I don't really know that I need this if I don't get what I want, right? So I knew exactly what I wanted to ask for, how I wanted to ask for it, and I just went for it. And I went in and I had this meeting and it all flowed so beautifully. And guess what? I didn't have to ask for anything. Literally everything I wanted was given to me during that meeting. And I left that meeting and I was like, what is happening right now? Just flow. Just flow. One of my mottos for 2026 is work smarter, not harder. And I really try to do that. So here I am, a reinstated active real estate agent once again. Very excited about it because I feel like I'm on a completely different timeline. I am not the same person that I was when I last did real estate. I now know when my body is stressed out. I now know when my intuition is off. I now know how to eat properly, how to sleep properly, how to expel energy from my body that I've accumulated over the days, how to keep my body safe, my mind safe, and everything safe around me. So I'm feeling much better about going into this industry once again with all these tools and tactics, because I have gained a toolbox full. So here we are, okay? This is sort of a little bit of a backstory from this, because we're going to end the podcast on a huge intuitive note. About 2 months ago. Yeah, 2 months ago, before this whole real estate thing came into the picture, I did a guided meditation. And during this guided meditation, it was about connecting with a spirit animal. I said, oh, that's cool. I've done these before. Every time you do these, a different spirit animal comes, So I'm curious, what's my spirit animal at this moment in time, in this timeline? So I do the meditation, and during the meditation, an octopus comes to me. I was like, I wasn't expecting that. That is not a spirit animal I thought was coming. And I know a lot about spirit animals, but that is one of the animals I don't know a lot about. And I was like, okay, I'm going and looking at my animal spirit guide book, and I'm like, what does an octopus mean? What does that mean for me in my life right now? And the gist of being the octopus being my spirit guide at this moment is, or my spirit animal, is they're highly intuitive, they're shapeshifters, and they can do a lot of things with their 8 limbs. And that is kind of where those 8 limbs of Chrissy come in. And I was like, okay, that was pretty cool. That was a cool meditation. Octopus. Fast forward 2 weeks, okay? My daughter comes home after picking up a piece of ceramic that she had painted, and they had, glazed and kilned, I think it's kilned, for her at the pottery place. And she had done this at a birthday party months ago. So she comes home, she's like, hey, Mom, look, I brought my pottery piece back from that birthday party I did like months ago. And she puts it down on the counter, and it's an octopus. How random is that? And I was like, what is happening right now? I literally I ask myself that question, what is happening right now? Pretty much every day, because the signs and synchronicities and the way that the universe speaks to me is loud and on point and always there, because I notice it now. So fast forward. Okay. I am now an active agent again. Okay. Back in it. Sally says, hey, you want to do an open house for me? Sure. I'll do an open house for you. Great. Okay. It's on this day. Pack up all my stuff, go to the open house. It's a kind of vacant staged. It's a vacant house. So I go in early. I set everything up and I walk in. I'm trying to figure out which lights turn on what. And I walk into the kitchen and it literally stops me in my tracks. We do not live near the ocean where we live in this part of Georgia, okay? We are 5 hours from the ocean. So I expect this decor to be in a beach house. I don't expect it to be in a house in the suburbs of Atlanta. And I come to the kitchen and I'm at the island, and there is a silver metal octopus towel holder on this counter. Okay? I can't make this stuff up. So then I go and I'm turning on lights for the rest of the house, and I go into the dining room, and there is a giant metal silver octopus holding a glass bowl at this open house. And I obviously took pictures of it because I couldn't believe my eyes. And I just knew intuitively that I was in the right place at the right time. Like, you are on the right path. And I'm going to drop breadcrumbs along the way for you to know and to tell you that what you're doing is you're on the right path. Keep going. Because there's some sort of pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. There always is. So I do my open house, and then I tell all my friends about this amazing octopus symbol and sign again. And that's where I kind of want to leave you for the end of this episode. I want to leave it here where I'm guiding you to say, follow the breadcrumbs. If you have that intuitive nudge to talk to somebody, call them, text them, email them, write them a letter. Find out why. The universe is showing you the way at all moments in time, but you really have to tap into your inner center being in order to see those signs and to hear the intuition. If there's something nudging you, go follow it. There's probably other breadcrumbs along that path to guide you to where you need to be. I have no idea why I'm here again. I never imagined, it was not in my plans of 2026. But I promised myself that in 2026, I would work smarter, not harder, and I would flow. And I just want to see what happens, because there's something that my whole soul and intuition wants me to do, wants me to learn, wants me to see, wants me to be in this very moment. So follow the breadcrumbs and start to listen to your inner voice. And thank you so much for listening.